Once upon a time, in a very big kingdom, lived a princess named Nafisa. Princess Nafisa was a very beautiful princess who was the first daughter of a very powerful king. She had a younger sister named Amina, and their mother died of an ailment many years ago. One day, Princess Nafisa received a surprise gift from someone who kept their identity a secret. When her guards brought in the gift, the princess ordered them to take it away. When her sister Amina rushed into her room and opened the gift, inside was a very beautiful mirror. The princess was captivated by how beautiful the mirror was, so she ordered that the mirror be kept on her dressing table. Whenever the princess looked into the mirror, she felt a sense of calm and wondered who could have gifted her such a beautiful gift. One day, Princess Nafisa's father, the king, called her into his throne room and said to her,
"Time has come, my beautiful daughter, for you to be married to the prince of the neighboring village."
Princess Nafisa had always kicked against the idea of marrying Prince Musa and has always been vocal about it.
"Father, I prefer not to be wed to Prince Musa,"
she said, but her father said to her,
"My beautiful daughter, a marriage between you and Prince Musa would strengthen the ties between our two kingdoms."
Princess Nafisa tried to explain to her father that she was not in love with Prince Musa, but her father made it clear that his decision was final and that the princess should ready her mind because in no distant time she would be married to the prince. Tears filled Princess Nafisa's eyes as she rushed off to her room. Princess Nafisa let out a loud cry as she always dreamt of marrying a man that she loved. She knew that she would never feel loved if she got married to Prince Musa, and the thought of this troubled her greatly. As the princess was crying, she heard a voice that told her to wipe her tears. Princess Nafisa was shocked as she was all alone in her room.
"Who is there?"
she asked with a shaky voice, and the voice told her to come towards the mirror. Princess Nafisa, filled with extreme fear, walked towards the mirror and saw a very handsome man, dressed in rags, staring at her through the mirror. How is this possible? Princess Nafisa screamed in fear as the man in the mirror assured her, saying,
"I am just but a humble friend. I am not here to harm you."
Princess Nafisa kept screaming at the top of her lungs when the strange man suddenly began to sing. His voice was so melodic, and Princess Nafisa felt a sense of calm. She was no longer afraid, but engulfed in the euphoria of his beautiful voice. Princess Nafisa was lost in the moment as she hummed along to his beautiful song. When the strange man was done singing, he asked the princess why she was in tears, and the princess revealed to him that her father had made plans to marry her off to a man whom she did not love. They spoke for hours as Princess Nafisa told the strange man all her fears and dreams. For once in her life, Princess Nafisa felt as though someone was finally listening to her, as all she had ever done was go against her own wishes to please her father, the king. After hours of talking, Princess Nafisa asked the man in the mirror who he was and why he was dressed in rags, and the strange man told her that he could be whatever she wanted him to be, and the princess laughed and told him to turn into a frog. They both laughed as the strange man told the princess that he had to go. Before he left, he said to the princess,
"If you ever need a friend to speak to, knock on the mirror 3 times, and I'll be here."
Princess Nafisa smiled and bid the strange man farewell. Princess Nafisa went about her activities in high spirits. She was extremely happy and could not wait to speak to the strange man again. Her father saw how happy she was, and this made him smile, as he believed his daughter was warming up to the idea of marrying Prince Musa. Little did her father know that his daughter had fallen deeply in love with the man in her mirror. Princess Nafisa started to spend more time in her room. Her maidens and guards, including her sister, Princess Amina, wondered why, as the princess was never one to stay in her room for so many hours in a day. She would spend the whole day talking to the man in the mirror, and despite how scruffy and poor he looked, she always pictured herself as his bride. Princess Nafisa had not felt this way for anyone in her life. She would sometimes wish that the man in the mirror would magically appear in her room and ask her to be his bride. "Oh, how lovely it would be to be married to you," she said to him one day, as he laughed and assured her that everything would be all right. One afternoon, the princess was having a heartfelt conversation with the man in her mirror when her sister, Princess Amina, barged in and caught them talking. Princess Amina was terrified, as she could not understand how and why her sister, who was set to marry Prince Musa, was seen talking to another man through the mirror. She tried to scream, but Princess Nafisa held her mouth shut and pleaded with her not to scream, as she was willing to do anything for her sister to keep this a secret. Princess Amina, on hearing this, calmed her nerves as she listened to her sister Nafisa, who explained everything to her. Nafisa told her sister that she was not in love with Prince Musa, as she had fallen deeply in love with the man in the mirror. This was shocking to Princess Amina, as Prince Musa was set to visit their palace soon to perform the marital rites of her sister. Prince Musa was said to be a very arrogant prince. Many have even said that he had a heart of stone. There have been speculations about Prince Musa, but what no one denied was the fact that he was extremely handsome. Despite being handsome, Princess Nafisa was not ready to spend the rest of her life with a prince whose arrogance has been sung countlessly. It was once said that a pregnant woman approached the prince to plead for her blind son, who was captured by Prince Musa's guards. Rumor has it that the blind boy was unaware that the prince was passing through, so when others knelt down to greet the prince, he remained standing. The prince then ordered his guards to lock up the blind boy, and when his poor pregnant mother came to plead for mercy, Prince Musa ordered his guards to beat her up. In the process of beating her up, the poor woman died, and the news of what the prince did spread around the village, reaching the ears of many. Princess Nafisa could not spend her life with a man that was not only heartless but also ruthless. The day of the princess' wedding was drawing close, and the princess began to lose sleep.